What's up, Buff Nation, and welcome in to brand new Buff Lunch. That's right, we're going to be coming at you Fridays for lunch instead of the evening streams. Just seems like it works out a little bit better, both my schedule and I've just seen a lot more people are more active during the day on Fridays. It's almost the weekend, it's almost time for football finally as the Buffs come back from the bye week. And we have a lot to talk about today, as it seems there's a lot of confusion, a lot of interest when it comes to the CU Buffs injury report and what transpired from Wednesday to Thursday. Because a lot of stuff has kind of been going on behind the scenes. A lot of stuff has kind of come to light now since that. A lot of confusion as well when it comes to overall what's going on with this injury report, with some of the players on the team. All of that are things that we need to take a look at and discuss. So without further ado, before we get into it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Hope you guys are enjoying this time together live. Or if you watch this later on, I appreciate it. Also, quick reminder, tonight, 5 p.m., Buff Blitz. We had to reschedule due to some scheduling conflicts on my end from Wednesday night to Friday evening. Will be 5 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you guys are available, please join us. We have a lot of fun. We're going to preview the Utah matchup for tomorrow's game. We're going to talk about the Buffs heading into the bye week, out of the bye week, what's going on with the team right now roster-wise, and just have a fun time with David Talks Buffs and myself tonight at 5. So can't wait to see you guys till then. But I want to talk about what is going on. Okay, so let's take a look at the injury report as of Wednesday, and then we'll talk about the injury report that was listed last night that kind of changed things. So as you guys saw, the injury report Wednesday night, not great. Not great. But let's be honest, the out list has been the same pretty much the entire season. Okay. The out list has not really changed throughout the entire season. Most of these guys have stayed on the out list the entire season, with exceptions to Hakeem Williams. All obviously our running backs a little bit. Simeon Price still listed out here, but DeKalon Taylor here as well. But the rest of this list was pretty much the same. Nothing has really changed. Okay. Nothing has really changed when it comes to the out list. The doubtful, questionable, probable. So again, not that big. The one that concerned me was TJ Branch because he came off the injury list, back on the injury list as of this past week. So I'm very interested in what's going on with him. I hope that it's a case that they finally decided that he's just going to redshirt as a freshman, and it's not the case that he is either, no longer with the program or what that looks like. The rest of the list, again, not much. I love the probable list here. Wasn't that big. Had some guys that looks like they should be coming back and be fine. That's great and well. Utah, on the other hand, oh my goodness, 3 questionable. Nobody else. What I came to find out, which is why I think we saw such a big change between this injury report and the one that was released last night, excuse me, is Utah is not listing anybody that has been named out for the season. Whereas Colorado, I do believe a majority of these players listed here on the out, they've been out the whole season. At this point, they're out for the season. You're not coming back for 1 or 2 games at this point. Okay. And so I think Colorado figured this out very quickly from Wednesday to Thursday, seeing how small Utah's injury report is and why there isn't more players when Utah has players who are out for the season, but they're not being listed on the weekly injury report. Remember, this is the first year of injury reports being required. So I think Colorado took a specific stance on that and listed out players on the out list if they were out. Whether they were injured for the whole season or not, they were going to be in the injury list out every week, which we have seen for a majority of the guys on this list. Whereas Utah has some guys who are out injured for the whole season, not being listed on the weekly injury report. So then comes last night where we see Colorado's list all of a sudden massively shrink. Okay. massively shrink when it comes to their team as a majority of the out list gets removed. Now, the thing I want to point out most of all, because I've seen some people online who have said, oh, they got healthy. Like, no, they wouldn't have listed them on the out list if they're transferring or if they're out for the season. No, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing we got to look at. Look at who's on the out list from Wednesday night. Terrence Love. Terrence Love has been confirmed to have left the program, will be entering the transfer portal, is no longer with the program. And yet he was on the out list each and every week, even though we knew he was no longer with the program. Now, Terrence Love is no longer listed on the out program with a number of other players. So it would seem that what we are seeing is a mix of the Wednesday night was people who are out for the season and people who are no longer with the program / leaving the program, transferring out, redshirting. So then the speculation becomes, who is who? Who's sticking around? Who's injured? Who's leaving the program? Well, we've got a confirmation of another player that is officially leaving the program. Not really a surprise, if I'm being completely honest. Now, I did see a specific and certain Buffalo creators saying that this player is back and healthy and he's going to be playing this week. That's why he's not on the out list. Well, that's not the case, okay? As we have gotten confirmation through specific avenues, channels, we'll just go ahead and screen share this real quick just so you guys can see it and see what is going on. But right now, it would look like that Sam Okunlola is no longer with the program and is headed out, which is not surprising. Started off the season injured, but as Adam Munster-Tiger points out here, the future of the Edge group is London Merritt and Alex McPherson, and I think the writing was on the wall for Sam Okunlola. I absolutely agree with that. I think that is absolutely what's going on here. Sam Okunlola sees the writing on the wall. His future here is in doubt. Alex McPherson and London Merritt have taken a hold of this Edge room now that he's been out injured. Arden Walker's obviously graduating, but that is what's going on. So that's another player that was on the out list that is no longer on the out list. Okay? No longer on the out list is Sam Okunlola, Terrence Love. So now again, the speculation begins. How many of the other players that were on the out list that are no longer on the out list are no longer going to be with the program, and how big of a deal is that for Colorado? Let's take a look at that list. Okay, let's take a look at that list. Let's kind of speculate, look through the tea leaves. Is there anything massive that we are losing out here? Because if I'm being honest, we don't need to panic. I've talked about this. There's going to be players that transfer out. There's going to be plenty of players. Now, Trackhawk, I think, is an injury issue. We see him in all the well-off videos. He sits in the front row. He's got a massive boot on his foot. He's still in the boot to this day. I think that DeKalon Taylor is a case of injury out for the season. I don't think it means that he's gone out of this program. I just think that it means that he is injured for the rest of the season. Okay, so that is where DeKalon Taylor sits. Now, the one that I'm concerned about is TJ Branch. I hope that at this point, with him having been injured and with him being a freshman, that he is just taking a red shirt. He is going to red shirt for the year, medical red shirt, freshman red shirt, whatever you want to call it at this point, and he's going to come back next year with the Buffs. I truly hope that that's the case. We don't have any confirmation of that. We don't know what injury he had. Heck, from the get-go, they may have said, you know what, we're going to redshirt you and get you ready for next year because of what's going on in the room. We don't know. That's going to be a very interesting one to watch. The rest of these, though, are completely fine. Okay? Phillip Houston, Tyler Brown. Yo-Yo's an injury. He's still on the injury report. That's good to know. Simeon Price in the injury report. He's sticking around. Hakeem Williams, he's in the injury report. He's sticking around. Aki Ogunbiyi, he's in the injury report. He's sticking around. If these four are in the injury report for out, it most likely means they're trying to come back at some point. They're still part of this program. They're still part of this season. That's the key word I think we should be talking about. Whether or not they are part of the plans for this season or whether or not they are part of the plans for the future, that is the difference. So, outside of that, Cooper Lovelace, he's a senior. It makes sense. He's probably redshirting, maybe leaving the program. Who knows? Jack Hystera, again, He's out of eligibility. You would assume that he's trying to get a medical red shirt to either come back or go somewhere else. Like we talked about, Sam Okunlola out of the program. A lot of you guys saying he's going to Miami. I get that he has his brother in Miami, but I don't know if he's going to end up in Miami. The question is, if he doesn't think he can beat out a London Merritt and a Alex McPherson, does he think he's going to go to Miami and start right away? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see with that. Darren, I completely get it. I like the late starts, if I'm being honest, not playing wise or anything like that, but I like the late starts because I like having my entire Saturday to kind of do whatever and not have to be solely focused on CU football at the time. I'm planning to have a very nice and fun family Saturday tomorrow with everybody, and then get to come home, enjoy the football game late at night, and I'll be on live with David post game at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. So make sure you guys are there. Yeah, he does have family members at Miami. He has his brother playing there. We're going to lose about 60 players. I don't think we're going to lose 60 players, Northside. Like 5 of these players are seniors that don't have eligibility. So they're part of the 38 people that won't be returning anyway. So add in maybe 10 more. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think we're losing 60 players this year. But yeah, that is the initial injury report. That is what's going on currently. I also think this is, again, confirmation of what I'm talking about here. When asked to Brian Howell, why is the list all of a sudden changed? He said it's, I think, a mix of things, which is what I'm talking about. So again, I have a nice solid source of what I'm bringing up here. Okay. They had Terrence Love on the list, for example. He left the team a few weeks ago. Some others, I think, are out for the year, so they removed him. Then also, because Utah isn't reporting out of the year guys either. That's what I was trying to say all along. I said that online. I got some pushback from some people. I got some pushback from some specific people who have quite a Twitter and YouTube following that stated that that's not the case. That's not what the injury list is. And yet now we have Brian Howell confirming what I've been saying, which is there are teams out there not putting their out for the season guys on the injury report every single week. Colorado finally realized that, having playing Utah and realizing how they're using the injury report. My guess is that compliance reached out to the league and the Big 12 said, oh yeah, you don't need to list people who are out for the season or no longer with the program. Okay. Only players who are on the active roster who are out for that week need to be listed, which is why Utah has such a great looking injury report compared to Colorado. So for those of you also who have said, what is Andrew Swayze's deal if this many players are out injured? That's not the case. Not all of them are injured. The injury list is much smaller than what we were thinking. Still a pretty big list. Lots of probable. I like seeing probable. Probable is good. But it also shows Devin Dampier probable. I don't know if I'm Utah if I should play Devin Dampier in this game. Next week, I've got Cincinnati. If I play Devin Dampier and he gets injured worse, are we now without Devin Dampier against Cincinnati, who's one of the better teams in the Big 12 this year? That's risky. Northside, I think they're talking about outside the seniors who are leaving. No, it's not near 60 guys. Again, it's not near 60 guys with those, because a bunch of those guys on the list that got removed are those seniors that are part of the 36 plus seniors. So I think what they're saying is 12 to 20 transfer players, while we also have 36 seniors. Appreciate you, Lexus. These injury reports scare me. I get it, Eric. I truly do. I could see 3 of the seniors getting medical exemptions, Lightfoot, Coleman, and Taylor. I absolutely could see that as well. And I said that from the beginning once they were injured for this long. I said they're going to try for a medical red shirt, probably get it, and probably be able to return for one more year. So that's a little bit less than the 36 guys that we saw. Appreciate you, Crash Davis. Appreciate you. So that's what's going on with the injury report. That's what's going on now that they've made that change, guys, and they've made the change of what's going on with this team overall here. So what are your thoughts on that? On the injury report, who to you is a big loss off of that out list when it comes to guys that may not return to this team? Like I said, the only one that scares me that I would love to have back, that I'm looking forward to, that I think has a massive future here is TJ Branch. The rest of that list is not a big deal, guys. And for you guys to throw a little hissy fit that we are losing so many players when they literally have no bearing on this team, when they have no future with this team, when they are literally depth pieces now and not really guys that we're supposed to translate into starters, especially at the positions that we have with guys who are way better than they are. So that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That's the way that this works. That's college football in a nutshell. And Colorado's going to have freshmen and young guys who are going to continue to take over those positions. We're going to need new depth players for those positions, guys that could potentially take over or rotate in. That's what Colorado will be looking at. It's absolutely what we'll be looking at going forward. I'm not panicking at all. Again, there are guys on this roster that are important that if they leave, I will be a little bit more upset about. But so far, the guys that are leaving are not guys that are replaceable. I get it. Trust me, I can only imagine what a 10 o'clock start would look like, okay? What a 10 o'clock start on the East Coast would absolutely look like. It's also why I do believe that the Mountain time zone is the best time zone in the country. Best time zone in the country. Because those East Coast games, just early enough, right at dinner time, love it. Then you've got the West Coast games that are insanely late for the East Coasters, kind of at that perfect time for us. And then we've got our 7 o'clock starts here in the Mountain time zone that is, 9 o'clock on the East, 6 o'clock on the West. It's just perfect. Mountain time zone is the best time zone for sports. Fight me on it. Fight me on it. Okay, guys. Well, this is just a kind of test run sample. We're going to start doing this on Fridays at lunchtime. The times will vary. It just depends on my work schedule, but I want to come in here, give you guys a quick little live, get to chat with you, see how you're feeling, go over whatever the news of the week is for the Buffs, and just be able to have you guys have a little bit of a lunch hour Buff special. That's right. National champs as the East Coast times. Love it. Quick question for you guys before we get out of here. Not leaving just yet, but want to know, what is your early predictions for tomorrow's game? Let me know in the chat. What do you think is going to happen with tomorrow's game against Utah? Do you think Colorado has a chance to pull off the massive upset at Utah? Or do you think that Colorado is going to get run over? You let me know in the chat. Would love to have those predictions. You'll get my prediction tonight on the Buff Blitz, as David and I will be breaking down the game for you guys tonight at 5 p.m. Mountain. For those of you that missed that at the beginning of the show, 5 p.m. Mountain Buff Blitz tonight on Friday night rather than the normal Wednesday night slot. Apologies for that. That was on me, scheduling issues and conflicts as I'm dealing with some stuff. We've got Lexus with the first one. 28-24. I like that one. I'll just say that is fairly close to my prediction for the game. I believe, guys, I truly do believe in this team, and I believe that they will have a chance to shine and win. Punch's chance, all up to what K-Salt shows up. Agreed, buddy. Agreed. I think we do have a very good chance in this game, but of course, we are going to live and die by the hand of K-Salt in this game. Which K-Salt do we get? Do we get second half Iowa State K-Salt? Or do we get other K-Salt? You guys let me know when it comes to this game. You guys let me know what's going on with that, what's happening right now. I appreciate you guys so much for being a part of this. Let me hear some more predictions for the Buffs versus Utah right now in the chat. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think is going to happen during this game? Let me know right now. Appreciate you, Larry Lightfoot, dropping by. Appreciate you dropping by today, being a part of the stream. Let me know again, guys. What are your predictions? We've got Lexus predicting a CU Buffs victory. How many other people here predict a CU Buffs victory against Utah in Utah tomorrow night? I want to know. Now, I will say, let's see where the line of the game is at now. As we talked about last Monday, the line was 14.5. Utah versus CU line. Looks like we have moved a little bit to the line on the game. Yeah, minus 13 Utah, so the money is moving in Colorado's direction a little bit. If Salter plays well, we can win. We stop the run, we definitely win. I would agree on that. If we can stop Devin Dampier, I think it's a mistake if Utah starts him at this point because it's an ankle injury. I don't know if you guys saw the image of him in last week's game. I mean, he was literally wearing a clubbed boot for that game to finish it out. They would be smart to rest him for a week. King Johnson, I think Utah will win this. I just don't believe in K-Salt. King John, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The inconsistency is crazy. That's what makes it hard. I would not be putting money on Colorado games right now. I just wouldn't because we have no clue who we're going to get. But he's correct. Our red zone D has been good. It's the bend but do not break that I talk about. Sir Guy in the house. Card's not looking good. The moon reversed means confusion, misreads, and possible mistakes under pressure. To flip this energy, Colorado needs clarity and composure. No sloppy drives. We're getting the card read prediction from Sir Guy for the week. I believe Sir Guy had Iowa State looking good for Colorado. So Utah not looking good. We'll have to see what happens. Going to be like the Iowa State game. They're going to be able to run but won't score. I like that. The bend but do not break defense for Utah this upcoming week. Mo Brown coming in 27-21. See you. Love it, Mo Brown. Seen a lot of newer faces today, or at least faces I haven't seen in a while, with Big Boy, Larry Lightfoot, Mo Brown in the chat. Appreciate you guys dropping by today as well. Buddy, shovel the deck and try again. Big Mike coming in with the 30-21 Colorado. We got 3 Colorados, 1 Utah by King John. Nope, no score, but we've got 1 Utah. Russ, as bad as I want us to win, I'm afraid of our DB and linebackers, so I'm going to say 31-17 Utah. Larry coming through with the I think that hits the line there, right? Am I doing the math there really quickly right? 13. Did Yo-Yo come back late? He was with Shiloh and Tampa. Buffs News Weekly. I don't know. Maybe he was one of them. I don't know if we're going to get an answer to who's these supposed suspensions. We might in the actual game. I don't think suspensions show up on the injury report. That we don't know. So it very well could be something different because there's not that many on the injury report out, and they've been out. Yo-Yo's the only one that's kind of new to the injury report out for this week. We'll have to see what happens. Domestically, we're winning, but not sure which case Salter we get. We get the W. Domestically is also saying the W. So we've got, 4 wins for CU, 2 losses for CU. And Larry, I respect that too. I truly, truly do respect that prediction there. I think you are on the money there. Hey, listen to me right now. If you are watching this video over on YouTube, jump over to watching this on Twitter, jump over to YouTube, comment, let me know what you think is going to happen in this game. I would appreciate it. Of course, hit that like button and subscribe, guys. That is a huge help to this channel, and it costs absolutely nothing to hit that like while you're here. Subscribe to the channel. Be a part of this. Big Mike, people are sleeping on CU. Colorado's offense will outplay Utah, and the defense will bend but do not break. I absolutely hope you are right. I absolutely hope you are right, Big Mike. I am going to be rooting for CU. You know me, guys. I am the ever optimist. When it comes to David and I, David is the realist. I am the optimist. That is where we stand on a regular basis. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night. Before I go, again, make sure you guys join us at 5 p.m. Mountain Time for the Buff Blitz right here on YouTube or Twitter. I prefer YouTube. It helps out a lot more. We don't get anything from Twitter, but I like to stream over there in case you guys of my thousands plus followers on Twitter want to watch. I always stream over there, but I appreciate it. Big Boy saying no turnovers, CU wins. K-Salt, 205 passing, 70 rushing, 3 touchdowns. I like that stat line. I really do. I think that's a pretty decent stat line. If the defense can do what they need to do and K-Salt is able to put in that performance, I feel good about where CU ends up. But it's going to be on K-Salt and what he is able to perform. Okay, I appreciate you guys so much for joining me during this Buff Lunch. I'm going to be doing this every Friday, every week going forward. So we've got the Monday show. 4:30 is the call-in show. You guys get to voice your opinions if you want. Wednesday nights is usually the Buff Blitz, and Friday, lunch buffs. So I appreciate you guys so much for joining me. Join me at 5 p.m. tonight for the rescheduled Buff Blitz. I'll see you then, guys. Until next time, for Buff Lunch, Buffs News Weekly, I'm Russ. Sko Buffs!